Greetings, this is Kal Kat the Kal Katster, and I realize that I've not updated the Chimera channel in a month. So I'm going to quickly update the Chimera channel. Let's see, I still don't subscribe to CBS All Access, which has Discovery and has plans for Season 2. Apparently the Enterprise shows up at the end of last season. It's going to show up at the beginning of this season with Pike. Also, okay, it's clearly not Abrams-verse, but it's clearly a reboot. That's what it is. It's a reboot, a reimagining of the Pike era Star Trek. Then Orville is coming out in December. This is the Star Trek spoof that is more like Star Trek, and looks like it's trying to get a little more edgy. Well, this one's trying to get less edgy and has like a joke in the trailer. Okay, apparently at the Las Vegas Star Trek convention, Patrick Stewart dropped a figurative bombshell when he said that he is going to appear as Picard in an upcoming Star Trek storyline. Now, that's either a pay-per-view miniseries thing, or my guess is he appears as a future Picard on Discovery, which is what Riker, or he directs an episode of Discovery. If they do a TNG era thing, that would be interesting, but I'm wondering if he's not going to do that. My guess is he's going to direct a Discovery episode, like Jonathan Frakes did last year. Yes, Mirror Universe one. So maybe it's Mirror Universe Picard. Anyway, so interestingly enough, Patrick Stewart as a character was 47 when TNG started 31 years ago, almost 31 years ago. I'm 47. So, yeah. Which means Will Wheaton was about 16 or 17. He's a little younger than me. He was Wesley. So, back then, and he'd be 46. Anyway, so, yeah, so, there you go. It hasn't been much on the Chimera channel either. I think I've updated on the other channels, but forgot this one. Going back to this one, there's a Transformers alternate thing in the works. Second part of a Robotech thing, Transtech fan film thing. They're all fan film stuff. The Chimera has languished behind because of John's ridiculous, Mark Cards' ridiculous work schedule, which precludes him filming anything. Also, there's a bunch of other stuff going on, family matter things, making the month of August, that's right now, kind of impossible to do any major filming. Yeah, so August just started, but August is probably not likely to have any fan film stuff. In September, we go back to the show and Starship Locations and all that. We'll start. The books of Starship Locations are finished. They're polished. They're ready. There's no game yet. So if you're looking for the game, and other people have done their own and they've popped up and they've had their game thing. That's not official yet. So we just don't have any official material to show on the Google websites and the other one. But the Starship Locations reviews thing is still a reviews thing, and so the reviews thing will still say Starship Locations, and there it does sci-fi and fantasy reviews. There is no play as you are live vlog game yet. Yeah, so when there is, I'll let you know. The Chimera movie, Starship Locations, used to be Star Trek Chimera, but of course Paramount's copyright rules indicate that we have to change the name to follow the guidelines. However, we are not following some of the guidelines. We are not following length, and we're not following changing the characters. This story was, we've shot 75% of the movie, and so we're remaining third act, basically. Is yet to be done. Most of the third act is 21 to 26 minutes. Minutes, roughly, give or take or two. It would be altogether a miniseries. But at some point, 2018, yes, you will see possibly part one of that. By Christmas, there'll be advertisements or something, end of the year, for something. Something will be done this year. I keep saying it will be done. I've said that for 3 years. But hopefully, something will actually be done. The Starship location thing out there too. The games, the storybooks. You don't need to worry about the storybooks version of the locations to play the game. You don't need to worry about the other characters in it to play the game. It's going to be a new ship and crew when they do that. So it's going to be beyond Chimera. Chimera takes place in 2388. And if this Picard thing is next generation time period, 20 years after Nemesis, as he indicates, that would be 2398, which would be 3 years from now in the Star Trek universe. So this is the end of 23. This is the hiatus period, the summer. And so we're in August. And usually September is their January. So when so this is August. This is the end of their hiatus, where 3 months of the summer they start over again with the 9-month sequence that is their each season. With the Kal Kat show, it was per year, but then Discovery it's per year as well. Gee, wonder where they got that idea from. Anyway, but yeah, they might have. Great minds think alike. But this one, no, we're approaching 2395. That would be stardate 72000.1. And yeah, 2395. 31 years after the next generation ship Enterprise D set sail in 2364. Yes, now 2364. So now it is 2395. And also, for those of you that's really, really Trek geeky, Patrick Stewart is 47. Was 47 when it started, 77 now. Shatner is 86, somewhere around there, 86, 87. Yeah, he's 10 years younger, roughly. Patrick Stewart, though, was playing someone older on the show. They established that his birthday was in 2305, which would make him just shy of 90 years old. But in the next generation, 90 years old is the new 77. So there you go. In Starship Chimera, the movie, Starship Chimera, the Destiny Device movie, he is 2388 in that movie because it was when the story was written in the script and the things were put together. It was assumed it would come out in 2011, 2012 for the 45th anniversary, somewhere around there. It didn't. This is assumed for the 50th anniversary. It didn't. So it didn't come out then. And so, so 2388 was that time period, which just happened to coincide with the Renegade Studios, now Atomic Studios, Renegades Star Trek series. They were related, so that's back then. They're not anymore, but they were then. We're not related to Exeter. No, it was Renegades. That was a studio. Also, it was Excalibur, which show has not done anything past that pilot. Although, interestingly enough, Chimera has done some shorts on this channel, and you can watch the classic 2012 stuff that Valentine to the fans, and with the old Enterprise. You can watch the Genius Q. You can watch some of the trailers, and you can watch the that advertisement that's coming out when it's not yet. You can watch some of all the bloopers. Bloopers are fun. You can watch, I think world building might still be up there, and some model making. The Jaquez model. We will be shooting Riker at the Jaquez model B-roll stuff very soon. So, you probably won't see that up on the channel yet. But when it is, we'll put it up there. There's some ships and models. A lot of the effects were actually shot for the first 2/3 of the movie. We can still use them. They're still fine. They're there. They're just sitting in files. Also, the medium for which this is released will be F4V, MP4 video for YouTube streaming. It'll be free, so we can't get in trouble. The length, it'll be longer than they say on the Star Trek thing. And the Star Trek thing guidelines are like, it has to be a certain length. Actually, right now, the channel is abiding by the guidelines because the shorts, they're 3 shorts, and they're only like 5 minutes, maybe, each. There was a Q one, there's a Q visiting Picard one, there's a Q as Genie one, and a next Enterprise, Classic Enterprise holodeck scene. that happens in the movie, which ties in later in the Chimera, the Starship Chimera. The Starship Locations ship will be different than the Chimera, even. It'll be later. It'll be current, which we have not worked out yet. So you haven't missed anything because there hasn't been anything. And yeah, so this is the update, the channel thing. Costa Chimera thingy. We're looking for a weekend or two to shoot half this thing in like what is that? Oh yes, it probably will take longer than 1 weekend, 2 or 3 weekends. Hopefully, get done with principal photography by the end of December, and then hopefully we'll give you a 2019 Valentine to the fans, where we will say in February, guess what? Starship Chimera is actually really coming out. Here's our Valentine to the fans. Here it is, advertising our show. It's coming out 2019. And yeah, and as for to get Patrick Stewart, no, we won't. Oh, it's Mark's Cards doing that voice in this one. But yeah, so you'll also see some of the acknowledgments in the script that we did know some people back then. Not so much anymore, but some of them. Yes, and shout out to, let's see, who should we shout out to? Trek Yards and Trek Core and a number of other websites or awesome videos and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, so that's it. This is an update.